It's time for your Sports Faith Game of the Week.
Going in from man-to-man. Here's Luke Kroll. He's going to line up a straight-on three, and he splashed it. An 8-0 run. Sherwood catch, fire left wing, and he drills the triple. Then pulled it back, and now Kroll has it left wing. Reitman steps into a top of the key jumper, and nothing but nylon. With the hip is good motion here. Sherwood just catch, fires, and fills it up from the right corner by Quimby. And now here's a pass intercepted. It's Haynes again. He stepped in front of Sherwood. He's going to go right at Sherwood. Oh, and Alex stopped him. Alex Sherwood, a big-time block throw ahead. Haley lead feed, layup right hand, spinner's good.
Now it's time to send it over to your host and play-by-play announcer, Craig Bone.
And good afternoon on a championship Saturday from the Kohl Center in Madison. It's time for State High School basketball championship action as we head into Division III action, as we've already seen two champions crowned this afternoon as Cochrane Fountain City, they win the Division V state championship over Sheboygan Lutheran 60-54, and we just witnessed La Crosse Aquinas very comfortably winning as the number 3 seed beats the Bondwell Bears 74-45, and we want to welcome you into the Kohl Center alongside Joey D. I am Craig Bone, and we are set for an exciting matchup. The Freedom Irish, the number 1 seed, taking on the Novas of Milwaukee Academy of Science. And Joe, if we have a game similar to what we saw last night, we're going to have a pretty fun afternoon as we witnessed Oshkosh North and Wisconsin Lutheran last night in Division I.
It has been a fun couple of days here in Madison. Hopefully you've enjoyed all the broadcasts, maybe watching on television, keeping up online. I know there's a lot of other basketball to be watching, but man, I hope you're catching some of the action of this high school state tournament, because it has been absolutely exciting, including last night with that Oshkosh North game that came down literally to the last shot. And yeah, we are in for a treat. I mean, just the atmosphere, that's what I wanted to start with. The atmosphere of the state tournament itself. I mean, there's just nothing like it. I mean, it keeps you coming back year after year, like I said, either watching on television or actually being here and watching these guys. This is what you live for, whether you're a player, a coach, or a fan, or a broadcaster, for that matter. And thankfully, we've had a lot of local teams that made the trek down here. And, Bondwell losing that last one, so they're coming home with the silver ball. But hopefully, Freedom can make it gold here today, but they got a tough task against this Milwaukee School Academy of Science.
Yes, they do indeed. And the Freedom Irish, they've been up in that 2 spot most of the year in the rankings, and this Milwaukee Academy of Science team, they've been pretty much number 1 in the polls, and they're no stranger to the Kohl Center, as they were here in both 2022 and 23. They lose in the final against Roncalli in 22, and they were a runner-up as they lose, actually a semifinalist, I should say, in 23 as they lost to West Salem. But this is a very experienced basketball team, and they are loaded with unbelievable athletes, and it's got to be Jamarian Bateman. We got to talk about the Iowa State commit, and Devin Brown, he's headed to Coastal Carolina. Those two guys, 2 seniors, very experienced and very athletic, very explosive basketball team, averaging almost 90 points a ball game.
This team is highly experienced, and it does start with not just Bateman, but you're talking about a 3-man wheel here. It is something else for the last couple of years. How about this? In 22-23, Bateman, Brown, and Keys, those are the 3 main names that we're going to be calling today. 2 years ago, together, averaged 53 points. They made it to state and ended up losing to West Salem. Last year, made it all the way to the sectional final, lost in a thriller, 3 points to St. Thomas More in the sectional. But again, last year, Keys, Brown, and Bateman averaging 53 points combined. This year, they come in and all averaging highly up there near that 53-point mark again. It's been this way for years. They are on a mission, especially after losing in the sectional and in the state again 2 years ago. Man, this is a team on a mission that Freedom's got their hands full here this afternoon, no doubt about it.
Both of these teams a little bit different route getting here, as Freedom not really challenged in their semifinal matchup as they destroyed Elk Mound 66-32, so their starters did not play nearly the minutes that the Novas had to play. And that game against Lake Mills the other day, Milwaukee Academy of Science, they only led, Joe, for about 6 minutes and 30 seconds the entire game, but they scored the final 7 to win in dramatic fashion as Jamarian Bateman hit a monster 3 when they were down by 1, and ultimately they end up winning the game by 4, but it was a very hotly contested ball game, and you wonder, did they have to burn a little bit more energy? Obviously they did than Freedom, but they are a very fit, athletic team. I don't think it's going to be much of a factor for them today.
Right, and that's always the thing that you look at. You want to be a team who just played in what basically was a blowout, or a team that was tournament tested right there before your eyes. I think that they've got the talent, they've got the experience, and if anything, that puts a little bit more drive into them. It shows that they can come back. They don't have to be out there blowing teams away, which they have. I mean, you look up and down with this Milwaukee Academy of Science, the games that they have played, it has been absolutely phenomenal. 7, count them, 7 games which they scored at least 100 points. They put triple figures on the board at least 7 times, including a game in which they beat the Lincoln Academy 130-19. You heard that right, 130-19. But they put up 107 times. And to go along with that, 5 other games in which they scored 90 plus. They average right at 90 points a game thanks to those 12 games right there. So 7 games with 100, 5 others with 90 plus. They're on a 16-game winning streak. Well, I tell you what, I know we're here for Freedom, but this is going to be a fun Science team to watch.
Yeah, they are an independent. They don't belong to a conference. It was a charter school, or it is a charter school, STEM school, that was established in 2000 in Milwaukee, and Agape Keys in his 18th season, 24-1 they come in, 272 wins, 134 losses in his career, and Agape Keys Jr. could be a key for the Novas in this basketball game, but this is a very strong starting 5 for the Freedom Irish. Obviously, they come off a very dominating performance. Drew Quartz and Donovan Davis, absolutely sensational. Each one of those players, 27 points in their last outing. Donovan Davis, 10 rebounds, and 12 of 13 shooting as they came out, and they really got going early as they got their full court pressure, that zone defense. It's going to be very interesting to see how Freedom comes out and plays defense against a very talented team. Are they going to play zone? Are we going to see maybe some 3-quarter court pressure? I think the strategy for Freedom might be a little bit different than what we saw the other day against Elk Mound.
Well, they got to be able to run with them too, but Donovan obviously is the key here. I saw him getting all taped up down below about an hour or 2 ago. Whenever they walked into the building, they are really pumped up and ready to play this game. Davis, 23 points almost a game, about 12 rebounds, 4 assists a game. In that game the other day, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals and a block shot as well. So he gets it done. I mean, the offensive numbers are very impressive, but this guy gets back, and he's hard to handle defensively too, and only a sophomore. And so he is obviously their leader out there, but he's got a great supporting cast too. I mean, you don't jump out to a 42-11 halftime score and not that, with just one guy. I mean, they were getting it done all the way around, and hands full here tonight, but it all runs through number 24.
Let's step aside in our North Star Dental Group pregame show, and when we come back, we'll continue on with our pregame show here on Sports Faith YouTube TV, as it is the number 1 seed Freedom Irish in Division III taking on the Milwaukee Academy of Science, the number 2 seed here on Championship Saturday in Division III. Back with more. You're listening to the High School State Boys Basketball Championships from the Kohl Center on Sports Faith YouTube.
Wait, how many times do I have to come back?
Personal foul. Too many appointments. You should have gone to North Star Dental.
Dr. Pete and his team have experience, and with today's technology, can do more dentistry in just one visit.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pete Haley from North Star Dental, and dental implants should last a lifetime. Whether you need a single tooth replacement or a full mouth reconstruction, you can get it all done here under one roof.
North Star Dental, changing your life by changing your smile.
Our North Star Dental Group pregame show continues from Madison. Championship Saturday, and we've crowned 2 of them already. Division 5, it was Cochrane Fountain City over Sheboygan Area Lutheran, as the Crusaders fell 60-54, and La Crosse Aquinas very comfortably over the number 1 seed Bondwell Bears 74-45. So that brings us to Division 3, and later on this afternoon and evening, it'll be Racine Park and Wauwatosa West in Division 2. And then Wisconsin Lutheran, the number 1 seed, we saw them last night hold on for dear life against Oshkosh North, and they will take on Marshfield for the nightcap on Championship Saturday. And we want to pass along a message from the WIAA.
Absolutely. Let's talk about our dairy farmers. Got muscle. Athletes of all levels need to train to build muscle and rebuild and repair muscle after they practice and compete. Containing 13 nutrients, white and low-fat chocolate milk's high-quality protein offers athletes an edge over traditional sports and other protein drinks. That's why so many professional athletes include milk as a core part of their training diet, and recommended milk for aspiring athletes as well. Learn more at GonnaNeedMilk.com. It is brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, the WIAA, us here at Sports Faith YouTube, and I had a tall glass this morning at breakfast at the hotel.
Absolutely.
Get
I
us
had
ready for the broadcast.
No offense, I had cranberry juice, but I'm a big fan of chocolate milk. I will say that. No doubt. Hey, we want to thank some great sponsors again. They've been with us all season long, and it starts with Dr. Pete Haley over at North Star Dental Group. I want to thank him for sponsoring state high school basketball. And, of course, Pfefferly Management, the largest full-service commercial property management company north of Milwaukee. And also NAI Pfefferly, the commercial brokerage company that specializes in selling and leasing of commercial real estate, including office, retail, industrial, medical, investment, and land. The Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley, the Family Fun Center. Today's game brought to you by PRN, Home Health and Therapy, where they provide home health care and therapy services to patients throughout Wisconsin. They provide quality and compassionate care to all the patients they see, treating them like their own family. Visit prncares.com for more information. And by Gallagher's Pizza of Green Bay, De Pere, Alloway, and Swamico. And we want to thank TNT's Sports Bar and Grill, and The Driveway, the basketball training center devoted to helping kids become the best version of themselves on and off the court through old school work ethic and new school methods. And Bach Insurance, locally owned independent insurance agency serving Oshkosh and beyond since 1968. As we're about 2 minutes or so from a national anthem, and we kick off this Division III matchup, Milwaukee Academy of Science and the Freedom Irish. And looking at some all-time leading scorers, some numbers about to fall potentially for Freedom. Drew Courts now within 26 points of Landon Van Kelster for number 1, and Donovan Davis sits in the number 5 spot. It's fun to talk about numbers like that, Joe, but really the only number that matters now is for the Freedom Irish. They have to put up more points than a very explosive Nova team. in the Milwaukee Academy School of Science. Very difficult task for Freedom. Let's talk about keys to the game, and I'm going to start on defense, and you can comment on this. Freedom has to slow this basketball game down, in my opinion. They might have to play some zone. They have to keep these great athletes in front of them, and obviously keep them off the glass and out of transition.
Absolutely. You said the word that was just going to come out of my mouth. You didn't even look at my notes. The transition game is going to be key. You look at the game yesterday with Milwaukee Academy of Science. They get out and run. Their fast break points just yesterday, 23 points with their fast break. And so that tells you a lot. You look at that stat and you watch this team play. They get up and down, and so Freedom's got to be able to, whether it's a made basket or missed, they got to be able to get up and down the court and run with this very, very athletic, very experienced, very physical, very fast Science team that knows how to get it done in transition. That, to me, is going to be our key to the game.
Freedom was able to turn over Elton Mound 21 times on Thursday. Interestingly enough, Milwaukee Academy, 19 turnovers in that win against Lake Mills. That's a little bit of an interesting number, as they had to come from behind in that game. As we mentioned, they did score the last 7, but I think this is a game that is going to be kind of a game of two different styles in a way. I'm not saying Freedom won't run when they get the opportunity, but I think their chances are better in a half-court game potentially when it comes right down to it at the end. As the lights go down.
I mean, this is goosebumps time right here. I know this is when I wish we had the video portion of our broadcast, which we most of the time do.
Yes, indeed. This is a great scene right here as they get set to introduce the rosters and lineups.
It's darkness, but they're showing highlights of each team. This is where the fans really get into it. And so it's darkness, but on the court, there's 4 WIAA logos that are spinning that are lit up on each half of the court. There's 2 of them. And so that's what we're seeing right now. And see some flickering green lights up there. What a crowd that has come here from Freedom. And you can probably tell by the crowd's reaction just whose highlights they're showing. But, man, what a feeling for everybody in attendance. This is it. I mean, the game itself is awesome, but, man, the lead up to it, it really is something else.
Yeah, there's nothing better than March Chaos, no question about that. If you like basketball, you come down here for a few days and really see the best the state has to offer. And I'll say this, over the last 20, 25 years, Joe, the amount of basketball talent that's come out of Wisconsin, I mean, I could sit here and rattle off names. Con Knipple comes to mind from last year, and we can go on and on. Xavion Mitchell, obviously from Oshkosh North. Ty Halliburton. You know, you just talk about all the names of the talent, and it's really been something to watch, the development of high school basketball in the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, and moving on to not only the next level, but the next level. You mentioned Halliburton. You got Hero from not too long ago. Halliburton the other day sporting an Oshkosh North T-shirt.
Yes, he did. I did see that. Very cool.
That was something else. So taking it to the level after the next level, but definitely a lot of college players right now and the future that is upcoming here, and guys that don't even go on to the D1 level too. I mean, you're talking a lot of good D2, D3, junior college guys, community college guys. We were just looking back at the history of this Milwaukee Academy of Science. They had a guy named Tayshawn Bridges from just a couple of years ago that was on that state title game team, and he's playing at a very good junior college. So just an absolute ton of talent that comes out, and we're going to see a couple of guys on the court here today.
Freedom will come out with their same starting 5. It'll be Cal Calhoun and A.J. Wesolowski, along with Caden Vandenberg in the backcourt. And then up front, obviously, their leading scorer and rebound, it'll be Donovan Davis getting another start. And in the backcourt, Drew Courts, he'll be wearing number 5. Freedom going to be in their dark jerseys with some green trim, gold numbers on the back. And for the Milwaukee Academy of Science, Agape Keys, the son of the coach, he will get the start this afternoon. And names that you're going to be very familiar with very soon in this basketball game. Jamarian Bateman, 26 points per game. He gets to start. Amari Jackson will be in the backcourt, a 6'4 senior. And Devin Brown heading to Coastal Carolina, the 6'7 forward, gets the start. And Jameer Bateman, the brother of Jamarian. Oh. All right, we're ready for action here. On the tip, alley-oop, flip up, and is good. Jamarian Bateman with the alley-oop layup.
Very much like yesterday's game, man. It just starts and bam, bam, bam. There you go.
What a start for Milwaukee Academy of Science. And Donovan Davis fumbles the ball out of bounds. First turnover in the ball game for the Irish. Freedom going to open up in man-to-man. Here's Jamarian Bateman with it. He'll toss it right side to his brother Jameer. Now rotating the basketball up to the top of the key. Devin Brown drives in, and he was forced into a tough shot by Donovan Davis. Now Drew Courts on the left-handed dribble. He's between the rings, sends it to Davis. Thought about a three. Donovan pulls it down. Now Vandenberg. Caden going to go to the rim, flying in. Tough shot as that one was altered, and the ball saved from going out of bounds and a loose scramble. And the Novas come up with it. Agape Keys pull up left of the lane. 10-footer is off. No good. And the rebound to Donovan Davis.
Boy, they're not afraid, man. They are just off and running. Expected that, though, if you're Freedom.
Indeed. Here's Vandenberg now. Little pump fake. Let the defender go by, and he'll get hit on the arm. And Vandenberg will go to the free throw line for a pair. Agape Keys. His first. Caden Vandenberg trying to get Freedom on the scoreboard, and the first one's off and no good. Got to make those free throws. Obviously, this is a game that Freedom has to maybe survive an early whirlwind here early, as Vandenberg off on both of those free throws. 75% free throw shooter normally, as Keys comes up empty on the jumper, falling away. And Donovan Davis back into the front court. He's got some handles right there, as we see a great matchup against Devin Brown. It'll be Davis and Brown. Now Drew Courts trying to go one-on-one. He's guarded by Jamarian Bateman. Cal Calhoun now hands it to Courts. Drew able to get to the rim, and a floating layup up and good.
That was beautiful.
Drew Courts to the rim.
Straight down the middle of the lane, getting on the scoreboard.
And Jamarian Bateman with a fall-away jumper, and he has all four, and they lead 4-2 over Freedom.
That's what I talked about in the pregame. You cannot sit still, whether you score or whether you don't. You got to get back in a hurry.
Courts against Jamarian Bateman, very interesting matchup there. Here's Cal Calhoun now. He'll retreat high above the arc here at the Kohl Center. Now Courts will take it. He's going to work against Bateman. Spinning, fall away, 16-footer straight on. Courts in and out, no good. And the rebound comes off to Devin Brown. Brown streaks into the front court. Pull up 17 straight on. It was flat and it hit the back iron. And it comes off to Donovan Davis and the Freedom Irish. Irish trail by 2. Beautiful feed by Davis to Wesolowski, and he overlays the layup. Back comes Milwaukee Academy, and they travel on the left wing. It was Jameer Bateman with the turnover.
Yeah, a little too quick that time in transition. Freedom's getting a couple of good shots and just not falling, including those free throws too. Still early on though.
4-2, and we're 3 minutes into a Division III state championship on a championship Saturday from the Kohl Center alongside Joey D. I'm Craig Bone on Sports Faith YouTube. Thanks for tuning in as Donovan Davis wants to go one-on-one, and he turns and spins and fades from about 15, and that's back ironed off, and both teams off to a little bit of a shaky start shooting.
Just 1 for 5 now for Freedom.
Into the corner, 3 ball is no good, and that's off and rebounded by Drew Courts, as that was Keys on the miss.
And only 2 for 7 now for the Novas.
Caden Vandenberg hung up at the elbow. Now he hits a cutting inside move by Cal Calhoun, and he'll get fouled and go to the free throw line.
Yeah, nice little juke move there by Cal. Get a couple more on him. That might benefit things for Freedom.
And Cal gets the first one to go. Deuce Burke's going to check in, the 6'2 junior for the Novas. Calhoun looking for the tying free throw, and it comes up short, and they're 1 for 4 to open up Freedom from the line. Jamarian Baton with a drive and a kick. Deuce Burks is going to get called for an offensive foul on the inside move as Cal Calhoun stepped in and took the charge. Third team foul early on the Milwaukee Academy of Science. And we have our first timeout, 14-13 on the OSMS scoreboard. 4-3, Milwaukee Academy of Science in the lead as you listen to the State Boys Basketball Championships from the Kohl Center on Sports Faith YouTube.
Festival Foods and Diamonds and Gold present Let Me Be Frank's all-new comedy musical, The King of Krakow. April 3rd through April 19th at the Maya Theater. This mob-based show features songs from the 1980s. Watch as the gang, the Sha-Na-Nanos, want to take over some turf from the King of Krakow. A ringer is sent in to make sure it happens. For tickets, go to mayatheater.org or call Ticketstar at 920-494-3401. It's the King of Krakow.
And we're back at the Kohl Center. Joey D alongside. I'm Craig Bone, and the Milwaukee Academy of Science with an early 4-3 lead. But both these teams, Joe, struggling a little bit from the field. Milwaukee Academy of Science 2 of 7, and Freedom only 1 of 5, including 1 of 4 from the free throw line.
Yeah, a little bit of jitters, I guess, but the shots just aren't falling for either one of these teams.
Not early on, they are not, and now
got to keep the aggressiveness up, though.
Both teams in man-to-man. Now Courts is going to hold out near half court. Guarded by Jamarian Bateman. Here's Calhoun. He's working against Agape Keys. Courts now high on the right, guarded by Deuce Burks. Into the corner, Wesolowski tried to feed Vandenberg, and they turn it over. Ball deflected and stolen. Here's Jamarian Bateman. Bateman heading to Iowa State. Left wing 3 on the way is no good by Burks, and Donovan Davis clears the glass and runs it into the front court. Donovan skips it to Courts. Into that left corner. Now Calhoun has it. Back to Courts. Bounce feed into the left corner. Here's Davis. He's going to square up and back down on the defender. Devin Brown, and a little jump hook mid-post is off, and both teams are icy cold. Keys driving hard down the lane. Actually, that was Amari Jackson, my bad, on penetration. He got fouled. Wesolowski gets called for his first. Owen Henkel into the ballgame for Freedom. A.J. Wesolowski will take a seat. So 5 minutes in, and it's a slow start, 4-3.
And another missed bunny there on the inbound pass. It was a good play. They just missed it, and they got the rebound, though.
Here's a penetrating move across the lane, that time by Amari Jackson, and he tries to flip it up, and that comes off.
2 for 10 from the field.
Freedom 1 for 6. Vandenberg sends it into the corner. Now up top, Courts dialing long distance. He missed the three, but the long rebound comes out to the Irish. Wesolowski got it.
This is a first 35 wins game.
My goodness. Davis now into the corner. Owen Henkel had it temporarily, and now they're going to swing the perimeter. Now it's Courts. Courts comes in and floats it mid-post, and that was halfway down, and it came out. Heartbreak for the Irish as they still trail 4-3. Now Devin Brown right at Donovan Davis, and he overlays the left-handed layup. And Freedom able to get the defensive rebound, and it's been sluggish.
I think that basketball might have touched the inline there, but
he was very close. Yep, Henkel was able to gather it. Now Davis with a jab step, right wing, still holding. Cross courts at the Vandenberg. Down to 11:40 remaining in this first half. Here's Owen Henkel with a tough pass to Davis, and Donovan goes inside, and he lays it up and in, and the Irish have a lead 5-4.
That was a very dangerous pass there from Henkel, but he got it right into the hands of the man that they needed to get up there and score. He finally on the scoreboard, and Irish with the lead.
11:20 left in a very slow start for both teams. Bateman just catch and fire a fadeaway over Drew Courts, and that comes up way short.
Excellent defense by Drew that time. Left hand up in his face.
And here's some bodies colliding at midcourt as there was a ball screen being set by Wesolowski for Courts. They play on. Drew, reverse spinner, right hand. What a beautiful shot by Drew Courts.
And it all started with the little ball fake out near the right baseline. He faked one way, went the other, and then did the old loop-de-loop underneath.
My goodness, he flipped it up on the left side over his right shoulder, and on penetration, I think they're going to wave off this bucket as Deuce Burks got to the rim, but he got bumped on the way in there by Owen Henkel. Timeout on the floor with 10:42 remaining. Freedom has a lead, their first one, 7-4 on the OSMS scoreboard. Back with more from the state tournament in Madison. You're listening to the high school state boys basketball tournament on Sports Faith YouTube.
You're faced with a tough healthcare decision. You've been given a diagnosis and treatment options, but you're still not comfortable with the plan. It may be time to get another opinion. I'm Dr. Jason Klein, orthopedic surgeon and physician owner at OSMS. No matter what you're questioning, a second opinion can give you peace of mind. OSMS is doctor-owned and patient-focused, and we're here to help you understand your options so you can stay in charge of your health. Learn more at askforosms.com.
.10:42 left, first half. Joey D alongside, I'm Craig Bone on Sports Faith YouTube. And the Freedom Irish and the Novas of Milwaukee Academy of Science, a slow start offensively for both teams, but now Freedom with back-to-back baskets.
Yeah, they got it. That goes back to what I said. You got to keep on attacking. The little ones just weren't falling, but it goes both ways too. I mean, the Novas have had several opportunities, and hey, you use these timeouts to regroup. They're coming out a good time, whether TV timeouts are called timeouts, and tight one early on.
The Novas 2 of 12 from the field. And Freedom 3 of 10, so you expect those numbers to eventually change as Keys being hounded out top by Vandenberg. Now Deuce Burke's going to back out and retreat near the Culver's logo there on the Cole center floor. And the long three is good from the right wing. Deuce Burks knocks down the long ball. And we're tied at 7.
If you're going to play that zone defense, got to be able to close out a little bit better.
Drew Court's going to run the point. Jamarian Bateman all over him. Now Davis high on the right against Devin Brown. Those are two key matchups. Pull up, fade away, got it. 12-footer on the right baseline by Donovan Davis. He has 4, and the Irish lead by 2.
I'll give the edge to Donovan on that one every time.
Here's a little step through by Amari Jackson, and Donovan Davis was there to alter it. And if you're the Irish right now, you're pretty happy with the start almost halfway through the half, and you lead by 2. Davis being hounded and almost stolen by Devin Brown. Now Henkel, long three is left short. Offensive man-child rebound by Donovan Davis, and he turns and he flips it off the window.
As soon as that one went up in the air, Donovan went right to the hoop, and he was in midair before the ball didn't even go through yet.
Big time rebound. Agape Keys with a tough fadeaway from just inside the free throw line, but the rebound comes off to Jackson. He'll feed Burks on the long three. Left wing is no good, and the rebound goes to Freedom. And a little momentum for the Irish. Their biggest lead of the game is 4.
Davis already with 8 rebounds.
Courts dying up long distance, and he drills it. Drew Courts from downtown. He has 7. And Milwaukee Academy of Science needs a timeout. 14-7 Freedom will keep it right here. What a spurt by the Irish.
Oh, they're feeling it when you're feeling it, especially after the ice-cold start for both teams. And you knew that it wouldn't stay that way. And Freedom feeling all that momentum right now, doubling it up 14-7. The Novas really needing this timeout.
Quartz and Davis 27 in their win against Elk Mound on Thursday. And all of a sudden they come out and they make 6 of their first 11. And all of a sudden the Irish are 6 for 14 as a team. And the Novas, 1 of their last 11 from the field. Irish 5 of their last 6 on this run.
Yeah, and it's all because of that presence of Davis on the inside too. 9 total rebounds, 8 of them on the defensive end.
Deuce Burks
picking up the trash after those misses.
Burks, by the way, some D1 offers. Nebraska being one of those. Here's Burks in the corner. He's guarded by Henkel. Now Keys up top, guarded by Vandenberg. Back to Burks. He's going to use a ball screen. He'll keep it, pull up from the elbow left, and it's wide right, and the ball went off the foot of an Irish, or no? They're going to say last touched by the Novas, and Freedom basketball.
They're just not finding the bottom of the twine here in the first quarter of this contest.
DeAnthony Brown, the 6'6 sophomore, is in for the Novas. As we hit the 8:15 mark, Drew Courts able to come in and float one up off the window. Missed it, but he'll earn a pair. Good quickness by Courts that time off the dribble. DeAnthony Brown picks up his first, 4th team foul. And Courts already with 7 points, looking for a couple more from the stripe. First one is good.
77% free throw shooter on the season.
Gavin Valeri, the 6'3 sophomore, in for the Novas. And Sawyer Rickle, a 5'10 junior, comes in for Freedom. Courts trying to give Freedom a 9-point lead, and he does. 16-7 Freedom.
That's where you don't let your guard down. They showed yesterday they can come back.
Amari Jackson feeds Valeri in the right corner, misses his 3, but chases his own miss down. But then he dribbles or steps on the end line, and a very, very sloppy start for the Novas.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of this team to do that. It's almost like they're playing a little bit too quick even for themselves.
2-2-1 full court pressure now. Davis in the backcourt sends it across the courts. They get it across the midcourt stripe. So a little full court pressure. Dangerous lead feed into the corner. Donovan Davis, pump fake, up and lay it in. Donovan Davis, great patience with a little shot fake, and the lead's 11. Keys the other way on a leaner off the window. They needed that one. Agape Keys Jr. cuts the lead to 9 for Freedom.
The words are not for long. I mean, you cannot sit around at all against this team.
Owen Henkel now. Dump it inside. Good feed off to Calhoun. Now Calhoun's going to retreat.
Yeah, wise by Cal. Back it out. There was all kinds of white jerseys all over him.
Cal Calhoun only 5'8". He was in the land of the Giants there for a moment. Now Court's just going to catch fire left wing. Long on the 3. Battle for the rebound. It's loose on the floor. Freedom able to dig it out of there. It was Henkel getting it to Calhoun. Now the baseline jumper is no good by Henkel. And the offensive rebound by Calhoun to Davis. He'll try the 3, and that is off. Some great opportunities for the Irish, and now a lead feed. And a sloppy turnover by the Novas as DeAnthony Brown was trying to get it ahead and off the fingertips and out of bounds, and we have a media timeout. 18-9 Freedom in the lead with 6:41 remaining on the OSMS scoreboard. Back with more. You're listening to the State Boys Basketball Championships from Madison on Sports Faith YouTube.
T&T Sports Bar and Grill is Green Bay's home for delicious food, drinks, March Madness, and Milwaukee basketball.
Hey, you can't say that.
Yeah, isn't it ridiculous that you can't say the name of a sporting event or a sports team in a commercial? Well, anyway, T&T Sports Bar and Grill will have all the basketball games on the big screens, plus game time prize giveaways and food and drink specials. T&T offers up a true blue buy one get one happy hour Monday through Friday 2 to 7, and daily lunch and dinner specials. T&T Sports Bar and Grill, West Mason Street, Green Bay, across from Walmart and Sam's.
Hungry? Check out this deal on the best pizza in Wisconsin.
I love this pizza.
And you'll love getting $5 off any Gallagher's Pizza order of 30 or more. And it's all you can eat at our lunch buffets at any of our 4 locations.
And welcome back to the Kohl Center alongside Joey D. I am Craig Bowen, and the Freedom Irish and Milwaukee Academy of Science both got off to a struggling start, but it's been Freedom since 18-9. Now Freedom up to almost 39% shooting from the field.
Well, 4 turnovers for the Novas. A lot of them are unforced, but I tell you what, this is a Freedom team that forces you into it. They average forcing teams to turn it over 15 times a game.
Courts now with a little floating teardrop mid-lane. No, and the rebound comes off to Devin Brown. He'll send it left side to Keys. Jamarian Bateman just let fly, and he drills a 3, and that's the one he hit. Same spot against Lake Mills in their semifinal victory, and it's a 6-point Freedom lead. Davis now, he's guarded by Keys high on the right. Now they're starting to get aggressive, the Novas are on defense. Here's a nice baseline skip pass, Davis into the corner, and the 3 ball by Wesolowski is off, and Bateman is running. Left side Keys, he spots up for a 3, short. Devin Brown towering inside. He puts it back in with the left hand.
Yeah, just no match on the inside on that board. He made that one look way too easy on the miss. He just grabbed it, and he was right underneath and put it right through.
6'7" senior went up amongst everybody and laid it up and in, and it's a 4-point Freedom lead. 18-14 with 5 1/4 remaining. Caden Vandenberg, A.J. Wesolowski with the overlay. And now the Nova starting to run. Jamarian Bateman now. Little jab step guarded by Courts. Now he pulls it back, and on the step back jumper misses. Ball loose. Valeri comes up with it. Feeds Devin Brown. Turned with a left hand. Overshot it. Got his own and got hacked. And right now, the Nova's getting very aggressive on the offensive backboard.
Yeah, Donovan did everything he could to try and get at that basketball, but Brown just muscling his way, man. That is what a basketball play to watch right there. Just 2 guys going right at it.
You can see why he's going to Coastal Carolina. He is a very good-looking athlete. Owen Henkel back on for the Irish, along with Caden Vandenberg, as Devin Brown trying to make it a 2-point game, and he does. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-0 run for the Novas of Milwaukee Academy of Science.
Wonder what they'd have been if they had him full season. He only played in 17 games to this point, 17 of their 25.
It's actually an 8-0 run officially. Vandenberg, right corner pocket 3, no, and Keys comes down with the rebound, and they want to run. Throw it ahead to Jackson. Send it to Devin Brown with a flying right-handed jam. Oh, that was a beautiful fast break finish, and Freedom needs a timeout as all of a sudden we're knotted at 18 with 4:36 remaining, and that's the transition game, Joe, that we talked about that Freedom had to avoid, as it is an 11-0 run explosion by the Novas.
They are very impressive at getting up and down this basketball court. They always have their head up and running right to the hoop. They got the muscle, they got the size. You know, Brown the last couple of times down, he's looked like a different player. It's been a spurt for both teams, starting off real cold. Then Freedom went on the run, and now the Novas are on the run, and that's why we're all knotted up here. What a game.
Devin Brown, by the way, 6 points, but 10 rebounds already. Donovan Davis has 8 points for Freedom to go along with 9 rebounds. So the big boys are definitely showing up. And Jamarian Bateman, another star, obviously, playing well early. 7 points, 3 for 5. Hit a three-pointer, and that really is where the momentum started on this big run of 11-0 for the Novas.
Yeah, and again, it's that transition game. We're going to see it the entire length of this contest. I'd love to see the drills that they run in practice. I'll bet you they are always running.
I bet you they are. This is a very athletic team, and now Jamarian Bateman going to pick up Courts in the backcourt. A little pressure, but Davis going to bring it in. Now they're going to jump trap Davis, sends it to Courts, and they're going to chase the basketball here. The Novas are. Let's see if they stay man-to-man, but they are trapping out of it at times. Davis trying to power his way against Brown. Low right, and he went up and scored. Donovan Davis, that's a great matchup against Devin Brown.
What a battle.
Now Amari Jackson the other way with a running right-hander.
Can't even write it in the scorebook, and they're scoring already.
We're knotted at 20 as we go back and forth. Davis floats it into the corner. Vandenberg. He's hounded by Amari Jackson. Now he relieves it up top to Courts. Drew Courts going against Agape Keys Jr. Now Davis high on the right, tried to skip pass along the floor, and it's knocked out of bounds by Amari Jackson.
Just see their coach over there, Agape Keys Sr. He got that one as it rolled right into his hands, and he fake shot a three-point shot with a basketball. That was entertaining.
Yes, indeed. Agape Keys in his 18th year. 272 wins. Drew Courts gets around the defense, and he floats the right-handed layup. He got around Bateman.
Showing his speed. They're going to need a lot of that.
11 out of Courts. Now Devin Brown trying to give the Novas a lead. Straight on three is no good, and Wesolowski pulls down a rebound. Freedom leads 22-20. Courts going to go around Bateman again, and he lays it in. Going down the left side with the right hand, and what a start for Drew Courts. He has 13. Now Amari Jackson is rejected away by Wesolowski. Freedom wants to run. Davis left wing now. He'll just let fly with a three, and he's got nylon.
Man, he is feeling it.
27-20 Freedom. Keys with a straight-on 17-footer, and all of a sudden, both teams are getting going offensively.
It took a while, but we knew this would happen.
2:40 remaining in a very quick-moving first half with all of a sudden a ton of offense. That broke a 7-0 run by the Irish. Now A.J. Wesolowski, he's guarded by Bateman. Keys picks up Vandenberg. Kane's going to drive on him. A little show and tell. Fadeaway 6-footer, and he made it. What a beautiful drive. He came to a dead stop, and then he faded away from 6. And the Irish lead again by 7.
Oh, he totally had two defenders juked out there, and just a little sweet touch on the fall away.
Jameer Bateman wearing number 3. He has it right now on the handoff. He'll drive the left alley. Oh, and a beautiful dump down to Devin Brown for the two-handed slam. What a look by Jameer Bateman.
Yeah, so much attention put on him on that play, and that left Brown wide open to flush it.
29-24 Freedom. Wesolowski with a dangerous skip pass to Vandenberg. Now Courts high on the right. Going against Amari Jackson. Jackson pickpocket him. Now he grabs the ball, and we're going to get a foul on Courts. And what a play by Amari Jackson on the steal.
Yeah, a little wraparound tap from behind. And Drew with the football tackle. the foul on him. But, yeah, the speed defensively that time by the Novas.
Very quick, very athletic basketball team. 29-24, Freedom in the lead with $1:20 remaining. Jamarian Bateman now on the left wing against Quartz. He'll feed Brown. Brown's doubled. Takes one dribble and then turns and flips in a jump hook. 9-10, for Brown. And the lead down to 3.
He's a guy. He had absolutely nothing there. I mean, he was bobbling it and regained control and somehow, that 15-footer.
Drew Quartz now handling the point. Up near the big red W, sends it right side Davis. Davis going to take Brown. Now he's in the short corner, and he tried to skip it to Quartz. It was temporarily stolen by Keys, and then Wesolowski ended up with it. And it's going to be a kicking violation, and it'll stay with Freedom after the near turnover on that bounce skip pass by Davis. 48 seconds remaining. Drew Quartz driving, floating, and he got hit on the arm. That's a good call. Amari Jackson thought he got ball, but he clearly got him on the arm, and Drew Quartz back to the free throw line.
Man, if he does any kind of pump fake there, he had both Jackson and Brown that were way up in the air that time. Jackson brought his arm around to swat him. Back to the line we go.
Drew Quartz has been able to get to the rim. That's one thing about this Freedom team today so far is they have been getting into the red painted area and creating some opportunities as Quartz knocks down the first of 2. The game got off to a slow start, but it's been very entertaining. 44% now Freedom from the field as Quartz 4 for 4 from the stripe. 15 points. And Donovan Davis with 13. As we tick down to 35 seconds remaining in this first half. Left side now, Bateman just turns and rattles in and out of 3. And now the Irish probably wants to hold for 1, I would assume. Up 5. Davis now on the right-handed dribble against Devin Brown. Going to try to take him, instead kicks it. Step back, Wesolowski, 3, and he drilled it.
Oh, that was beautiful. I love that play.
And the Nova's now down to 6, and Bateman just got hand-checked on the perimeter with 5.5 remaining. It's going to be Drew Quartz, his second, but only the 5th team foul with 5.5 remaining. That was a beautiful ball fake by Wesolowski as we look at the replay. Step back triple for him, his first points.
The old Bobby Knight quote.
Keys throws it in, down low. Devin Brown flipping up with the right hand, got his own, and he lays it in before the buzzer. Devin Brown will close out the first half on an offensive stick back as they went right to the post up from the side inbound. Smart move, but the Freedom Irish 34-28 halftime leaders on the OSMS scoreboard. Very entertaining.
To say the least, yeah. That didn't start off that way as neither team could find the bottom of the net, but man, once they got going, they got going. I mean, the scoring came in a hurry. It took them about, 6, 7, 8 minutes into the game before all of this really started to go. And one team seemed to have momentum, then the other team did. We were tied for a little bit, but here at the half, hey, Freedom will take it, up by 6.
No question about it. Let's step aside. We'll take a timeout, and we're at the half. A Division III state championship game. The Freedom Irish lead Milwaukee Academy of Science 34-28 as you continue to listen to the State Boys Basketball Championships from Madison on Sports Faith YouTube.
Step into a world of excitement at Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley, your home for family fun in Green Bay. Since 1976, our locally owned and operated business has been Green Bay's go-to destination for fun enthusiasts.
Brace yourself for a jaw-dropping experience with 60 lanes, including regular bowling and newly updated Cosmic Bowling. Feel the thrill as our Unreal Bowling takes excitement to the next level. Create unforgettable memories with your family at Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley.
Wait, how many times do I have to come back?
Personal foul. Too many appointments. You should have gone to North Star Dental.
Dr. Pete and his team have experience, and with today's technology, can do more dentistry in just one visit.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pete Haley from North Star Dental, and dental implants should last a lifetime. Whether you need a single tooth replacement or a full mouth reconstruction, you can get it all done here under one roof.
North Star Dental, changing your life by changing your smile.
TNT Sports Bar and Grill is Green Bay's home for delicious food, drinks, March Madness, and Milwaukee basketball.
Hey, you can't say that.
Yeah, isn't it ridiculous that you can't say the name of a sporting event or a sports team in a commercial? Well, anyway, TNT Sports Bar and Grill will have all the basketball games on the big screens, plus game time prize giveaways and food and drink specials. TNT offers up a true blue buy one get one happy hour Monday through Friday 2 to 7, and daily lunch and dinner specials. TNT Sports Bar and Grill, West Mason Street, Green Bay, across from Walmart and Sam's.
And we're back in the Kohl Center on a championship Saturday. Joey D alongside. I am Craig Bone, and the Freedom Irish, the #1 seed, 34-28 leaders on the OSMS scoreboard. And it's been a very entertaining game, and it's been very offensive-minded, Joe. After a very slow start by each team, all of a sudden, Freedom shooting the ball 46% from the field. Milwaukee Academy not nearly as good. They were 12 of 34 for 35%. But I really love the way Freedom played in this first half, especially on the defensive end. They held their own.
They really did, and one of the keys was getting up and down the court. Yeah, the Novas did get a few of those points, but I mean, they expected it. They totally expected it, and they're doing a good job of getting back and forcing some very quick shots. That's what the Novas have done a lot. They've taken a lot of very quick shots, and that's what you got to do. I mean, you're not going to fall through if you don't take them, but a good job, Freedom, getting back and at least, putting some kind of pressure on them in transition, and that's where they've gotten a lot of their points, except for there at the very end we saw a couple of slam dunks and then that last second shot as well by Brown. But yes, on the defensive end, they are getting it done, and then on offense, doing their thing. I mean, doing the curling, the back doors, the skip passes, everything started to work. Once the shots started falling, you get out to this little lead here at the half.
Yeah, let's take a look at some statistics first individually for the Freedom Irish. They were led by Drew Kortz, and he has been absolutely sensational. We talk about Donovan Davis a lot on this Irish team, but boy, Drew Kortz is really a big part of this operation, and he finished with 15 on 5 of 10 shooting, was able to get to the line 4 times where he made all 4, played all 18 minutes, and Donovan Davis has been very good as well, very aggressive on the offensive end. He was able to get into the paint, 13 points on 6 of 9 shooting, already with 11 rebounds as he played all 18 minutes. In fact, 4 of the 5 starters in this first half played all 18 minutes, and it was A.J. Wesolowski with a big three-pointer late in the first half for his 3, 2 out of Caden Vandenberg, and 1 free throw from Cal Calhoun for their total of 34 points. At the half, they were 46% from the field, only 3 of 10 from the three-point line, and 5 of 8 as a team from the free throw line. And for the Novas of Milwaukee Academy of Science, they were led by Devin Brown. Big first half for him. He closed out the first half on a buzzer-beating putback. He finished with 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 of 11 shooting. And 4 of their 5 starters have played all 18 minutes in this first half as well. Jamarian Bateman, you could say, being held to 7 points. We expect to see a lot more out of him in the second half. He finished 3 of 6 from the field to go along with a couple of rebounds as well. And 4 points from Agape Keys Jr. on 2 of 6 shooting, and 3 from Deuce Burks in this first half, and 2 from Amari Jackson for Milwaukee Academy of Science for their total of 28. 12 of 34 from the field, only 2 of 9 from distance, and they got to the line twice where they made both free throws and rebounding. really tight, 20-19 in favor of the Novas.
And that's where the points in the paint come in as well. About equal, 18 for Freedom, 16 for Science, but the one that we knew would jump off the board, next to the words fast break points, 10-0 right now. The Novas have had 10 of their 28 in fast break. And so, they have slowed them up, and they've had a lot more chances to get more than just 10 points. They're playing their game, but Freedom right now on top.
Pretty clean first half. Turnovers. Milwaukee Academy of Science with 5, Freedom with 4, and really pretty even statistics all the way around. Points in the paint, 18-16 in favor of Freedom. But yeah, you're right, the fast break points, 10-0, no doubt about it. A little bit of an advantage there. This game was tied 4 times, and we did have one lead change. And it was a nice little run by Freedom. I believe it got to 11-0, was the biggest run in this first half.
Yeah, that was their largest lead. It came just under 8 minutes left to go in the first half there when they were up 18-7. And then Milwaukee Academy of Science came back with a little bit of a run of their own as well. They also went on an 11-0 run.
Yeah, so it has been a game of streaks, and we often see that in the game of basketball. It's a high momentum sport, no question about that. We want to thank our great sponsors once again as well. I always like to give these fine folks. This will be our final broadcast of the season, and it's been a pleasure doing the games. And of course, we love our sponsors, North Star Dental Group, locations in Appleton and in Sheboygan. And today's game brought to you by OSMS, Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Specialists, and by Let Me Be Frank Productions, by TNT's Sports Bar and Grill, by Gallagher's Pizza of Green Bay, De Pere, Alloway, and Swamico, and by The Driveway, the basketball training center devoted to helping kids become the best version of themselves on and off the court through old school work ethic and new school methods, and by PRN Home Health and Therapy, where they provide home health care and therapy services to patients throughout Wisconsin. Visit prncares.com for more information. And by Pfefferly Management and NAI Pfefferly Management, the largest full-service commercial property company north of Milwaukee, and NAI Pfefferly, the commercial brokerage company that specializes in selling and leasing of commercial real estate.
How about that DJ they got here, too?
We haven't talked about the DJ. He's been very entertaining as he's in the end zone up above, just below the Everlight Solar Club suite. He gets the crowd going, does he not?
And also good to see all of the high school bands that come and play here, too. Freedom bringing their pep band along. But when they're not playing, that DJ, he gets them going.
He indeed does. We got a lot of Kelly Green to our right. I see a leprechaun down there. Go figure. It was just St. Patrick's Day, right? Freedom will start on offense with a 6-point lead as we're underway. Second half, Drew Court now has the ball knocked away. Who touched it last? Jamarian Bateman knocked it out of bounds last as he almost pickpocketed Drew Courts in the backcourt.
He's going to put up a little bit of a fight there, but not going to win it. He knocked it out.
Donovan Davis will send it in on the baseline. Courts breaks free from Bateman. And you can see the strategy here. They're going to send 2 guys at Drew Courts, and he's able to get it into the front court to Cal Calhoun. Now it's Courts out near midcourt, guarded by Agape Keys. Vandenberg flip it up top to Donovan Davis. Now dribble handoff Courts above the ring. Courts gives up his dribble. Now bounce feeds it left side. Cal Calhoun. A.J. Wesolowski now has it above the ring. Courts high on the right.
Big first possession here, and there a lot of patience here, too. We're already a minute into this one.
Courts with a floater, but it's blocked by Devin Brown, and he corrals it. Now Devin's going to run into the front court. Left side, Keys Jr., teardrop floater, left baseline, and we're going to get a blocking foul on the shot. As Agape Keys got loose, and Donovan Davis is going to get whistled for the block.
Didn't hear a whole lot about Keys in that first half, only 4 points, averaging 15.2 on the season, but look for that to change here in the second half, but he misses a free throw.
He does rattle out the first free throw. You're indeed right. The senior guard, 15.5 points, 4 rebounds. Trying to split a pair of free throws, 34-28, Freedom in the lead. And the second one is good, 34-29 Irish.
For that, an 80% free throw shooter, so a rare miss on the front end.
Donovan Davis with a two-handed pass, flips it up into the front quarter. Vandenberg finds Wesolowski, and he missed the wide open three from the right wing. And here come the Novas in transition. Devin Brown trying to go on Donovan Davis, dump it down to Amari Jackson. Flip it outside, Deuce Burks. Burks on the dribble. Back out to Jackson, now straight on is Devin Brown. He thought about an 18-footer. Now inside, Burks, flip it up with the right hand. No, and Donovan Davis clears the glass. Good defensive possession that time by the Irish.
Yet another rebound, a dozen of them now for Donovan.
Courts to Davis into the front court. Over to Wesolowski, high on the right. He's looking for somebody to throw it to, gives it to Davis. Agape Keys is muscling up on Davis. There's a lot of contact out high. Now they switch it up. It's Devin Brown on Davis. Davis holds, flips it back court. Vandenberg catches it and hands the Calhoun. Now Courts, left wing three on the way. It honeycombed and rimmed out, and Devin Brown clears the glass. Here come the Novas. They trail by 5. Bateman from the parking lot. Back rims the three, long carom to Brown. Devin Brown, he's stolen by Davis. Donovan, one-on-one against Keys. He's almost stripped, and he is, and it goes out of bounds off of Davis. What a play by Agape Keys Jr.
My goodness, where did he come from there? It looked like a clear breakaway for Donovan, and from behind you can hear the hit. And that happened right in front of the Freedom faithful, and they are showing their displeasure.
Yeah, Coach Gibbons wasn't very happy as well, but what hustle in transition by Keys. And now the Novas trailing by 5. Jamarian Bateman with a nice little bounce feed, but it was kind of at the feet of Devin Brown, and the ball ricochets out of bounds off of Brown. Turnover Novas.
Well, we just talked about how it was somewhat of a pretty clean as far as turnovers first half, and we've already seen back-to-back now to start the second.
Indeed, a slow start. Only 1 point scored here. The lone free throw for the Novas. Now Courts, he's double-teamed in the backcourt. Hits a streaking Davis into the front court. Donovan. Give it right side, Vandenberg, and now Davis will flip it across to Courts. Oh, and he's left wide open. 3 ball. It's rolling off short. Boy, you can't get much more open than that if you're Drew Courts.
Nah, that was a backyard. Hey, just kind of take your time, shoot a 3, but he missed it.
Courts with 15 big ones in the first half. And now a straight on parking lot 3 is drilled. Deuce Burks with his second 3, and that was from a different zip code.
Got some range.
34-32. Vandenberg now doubled in the backcourt, flips it to Calhoun. Calhoun splits the defense at the midcourt stripe, finds Courts, 3 on the way. He got that one. Drew Courts, after they broke some pressure, drops the 3. Now the other way, spinning and driving and being called for an offensive foul is Amari Jackson. What a play by A.J. Wesolowski, stepping in and taking one.
Yeah, he was step for step with him.
We have a timeout on the floor. It's a full 37-32 Freedom on the OSMS scoreboard. 14:31 remaining from the Kohl Center. You're listening to the State Boys High School Basketball Championships on Sports Faith YouTube.
Wait, how many times do I have to come back?
Personal foul. Too many appointments. You should have gone to North Star Dental.
Dr. Pete and his team have experience, and with today's technology, can do more dentistry in just one visit.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pete Haley from North Star Dental, and dental implants should last a lifetime. Whether you need a single tooth replacement or a full mouth reconstruction, you can get it all done here under one roof.
North Star Dental, changing your life by changing your smile.
14:31 left, second half. Joey D alongside, I'm Craig Bowen, and the Freedom Irish are not blinking as the #1 seed against a very athletic Milwaukee Academy of Science team.
Yeah, they're hanging right with them offensively, defensively. You just saw AJ take that charge, and whatever you can do, I can do better type of thing. And both teams playing their game far from over here. This is going to be fun.
Jamarian Bateman averaging 26 this year, only 7, and has yet to score in this second half, as Court's now going to bring it up against Bateman, and Jamarian Bateman doing a lot of work on defense to try to keep Drew Courts under control as he gets it across the midcourt stripe. Drew bounce feeds it right side Davis. Davis puts his head down. He'll pull up from 16. Baseline right is sweet. Money for Donovan Davis. He has 15.
Yeah, he got the defender to fall down and just a sweet little fallback.
39-32 Irish. 14-minute mark. Now Keys, Agape Keys Jr. pull up 16 left baseline. That's off. No. And Donovan Davis clears the window. Donovan cleaning a lot of glass today. That's rebound number 13.
Wow. 15 and 13.
Drew Courts dribbles across the lane and gives it to Calhoun. Now he'll get refed. Courts does. Now Vandenberg. Caden Vandenberg left of the circle. Up top Calhoun. Calhoun wearing number 2, 5'8". Now he's in trouble. Has to give it up. Wesolowski will have it. Guarded by Amari Jackson. Now Davis stepping on the W logo. Left side. Donovan putting his head down, banging against Devin Brown, and he steps into the lane, and they're going to call a foul on Brown. There was a lot of contact. They finally blew the whistle.
That one took a little bit to develop, but we'll take it. A lot of contact. They were bumping right by the free throw line, and Donovan just kind of put his shoulder down just a little bit and drew the foul.
Yeah, he did. He carved out a little space. Team foul number 2 on the Novas. Now Court's going to use a screen from Davis and pull up 16-foot. Too long. It hit window first. And the rebound to Devin Brown. He'll trot into the front court with it. Through the legs, crossover. Goes in against Davis, and he holds his ground, and he has to flip it out to Burks. Deuce Burks with a couple of threes in this game. He's going to come off a Brown screen. Right wing, 3-ball, deep. No good off the heel, and Jamarian Bateman comes out of there with an offensive rebound. Down to 12:40 remaining. Bateman from way downtown beyond NBA range, and he drills it.
You know what? If you can hit that, that's one of those, all right, nothing you can do about it. Go for it, and he went for it, and he drained it.
Donovan Davis going one-on-one, and Devin Brown rejects him on the drive, and here comes Brown on a 4-on-2. Bounce feed, low right, Burks layup, missed it, but the follow by Jackson is good. And all of a sudden, a little 5-0 spurt. And Milwaukee Academy of Science is going to use a timeout, 39-37, Freedom, 2-point lead.
Well, again, you follow up a nothing you can do about it shot with, again, just the speed and getting back. I mean, there were 2 guys right there, 2 white jerseys. If the easy layup was missed, which it was, to put it back, and a well-needed timeout here. Still got that lead, though.
I'm making a note of that 3-point shot by Bateman because that one might be the one that maybe gets the Novas really going. That was a very deep 3 that he hit a moment ago. And then how about the block by Devin Brown on the other end on Donovan Davis?
Yeah.
And that resulted in transition points.
Yeah, that was something else. And the second chance opportunities that they're getting, they just got 2 more there.
Novas are going to pick up full court man-to-man. Both teams with 15 field goals made in the game, and both teams with 4 3-pointers made in the game. And the score reflects it. A tight one, 39-37, Division III state final from the Kohl Center as Court's working his way up into the front court. Agape Keys Jr. all over him. Now Davis on the right wing. Little jab step, still has it. Give it to Wesolowski. AJ will refeed Donovan Davis high on the right. Dangerous pass to Vandenberg. Keys was in the passing lane temporarily. Now Wesolowski with a dangerous pass, and he threw it in behind a cutting Caden Vandenberg, and those are the type of turnovers that you don't want if you're the Freedom Irish.
Caden with a good cut, but it went over the other shoulder and rolled out of bounds. If he catches that one solidly, that's an easy 2.
Yeah, that was a good cut by Vandenberg. The ball was just in the wrong place. And now the Novas looking for a tie or maybe a lead. Jackson on the left-hand side with it. Holding, looking, now Keys gonna dump it into Brown, one-on-one with Davis, powered up with the left hand, too long, ball ricochets and it comes to Jamarian Bateman and he'll get fouled on the putback.
That's gonna be 3 on Donovan. That one, yeah, he was swatting away at it, I guess.
So Davis with 3, he's not going anywhere with 11:24 remaining. And Jamarian Bateman with an opportunity to tie this game up. He rattles the first. Freedom hasn't scored in just under 3 minutes. So a little bit of a drought.
To go along with many, many things that he is good at. How about at the free throw line? 89%. He hardly ever misses.
That is a fact. Unbelievable numbers. 105 of 118 coming in as he buries both. He has a dozen as Owen Hinkle is checked in for Freedom. And now full court man-to-man. Can Freedom handle it? Wazalowski having trouble in the backcourt. Has to dangerously throw it up high to Courts, and they break the 10-second line.
For Freedom, you can't come unrattled here.
This is key. We're tied at 39. Drew
rattled.
Courts just got it taken away, but they're going to get Brown on the reach-in. I thought he had a lot of ball.
Yeah, he's holding the ball on his hip still, on his left hip. He's walking around real slow. Now he's just going to hand it to the referee and ask him, what happened there? What'd I do?
Yep, he picks up his second, Devin Brown does, and that is team foul number 3 with 11:06 remaining. Courts is going to send it in, and we have a whistle early before the ball was even thrown. And Jameer Bateman got called for a hold. So an off-ball foul.
Yeah, a lot of fighting through some screens.
Courts will send it up high. Whoa, Keys almost stepped in front of Wazalowski. Now Henkel. He'll hand it to Courts. Jamarian Bateman just been all over Drew Courts. Courts on a right-handed dribble. Behind the back dribble off his heel, and it's going to result in the jump ball. Courts tried to go with a behind-the-back dribble, and he dribbled it off his left foot. And possession arrow belongs to Milwaukee Academy of Science. And we have a timeout on the floor with 10:53 remaining, and a good one. We're tied up 39 apiece on the OSMS scoreboard. Back with more from the State Boys Basketball Championships on Sports Faith YouTube.
Head back in time to the Bricks, the Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley's very own hidden gem. Ideal for private parties, it can accommodate up to 50 guests. Perfect for rehearsal dinners, small parties, and bridal parties. It offers an intimate atmosphere for every occasion. Enjoy a mouth-watering selection from our wide array of delicious banquet offerings. Host your next event in the Bricks at the Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley.
Hungry? Check out this deal on the best pizza in Wisconsin.
I love this pizza.
And you'll love getting $5 off any Gallagher's Pizza order of 30 or more. Call us for delivery. It's the best way to feed your office for lunch.
Alongside Joey D, I'm Craig Bowen on Sports Faith YouTube from the Kohl Center. We're knotted up 39 apiece, Joe, with 10:53 remaining. A very entertaining basketball game.
This is as advertised, and what you would expect with these two teams battling it out here for a state title. And another little regroup here. Still a lot to go. Got just under 11 minutes left to play. It's not, well, it's always go time, but let's see what they got.
Nova's on a 7-0 run. Freedom scoreless the last 3:20 and rolling here in the second half. Pull up right of the circle jumper as Agape Keys drills it. And the Nova's now on a 9-0 run. They lead by 2. Donovan Davis being hounded now by Jamarian Bateman. Bateman's going to pick up the big fella Davis. Davis turns the corner right baseline. Now he's doubled. Skips it up top courts. Drew slaloming through the defense. Gets to the rim. And it's rejected and swatted by Devin Brown. And here come the Novas on the run. Jameer Bateman, dump it right side. Layup Jackson good. And out of the timeout, the Novas erupt. 12-0 run.
Yeah, that's what you got to be afraid of if you're Freedom from the very get-go. The defense that turns into immediate offense, and you just saw that on display by the Novas.
Freedom hasn't scored in over 4 minutes. Danger time, 43-39 Novas. Freedom needs a hoop. Donovan Davis, left wing, guarded by Jackson. Takes one dribble, hands it to Quartz. Drew Quartz, 18 points in the game, only 3 in the second half. Drew backing down on Jackson, send it out left. Wing to Davis, back to Quartz. And this defense for the Novas really picking it up. And now Davis clearing out with his left arm a little bit. But they're going to call Devin Brown for the block, and that's foul number 3 on Brown.
Yeah, that's big. Get him with that third foul. He'll stay in the ball game, of course, but gotta get in a little bit more of a flow on offense here for Freedom. There was a lot of standing around uncharacteristically on that last possession.
Davis sets a high ball screen for Quartz, and Quartz will step back 3, and he needed it, and he got it. A big left wing triple by Drew Quartz, and Freedom draws within 1.
Yeah, a little spark plug. They absolutely needed it.
Jamari Bateman undresses Quartz on a crossover, but he missed a 3 offensive rebound, kicked out to a wide open Devin Brown, and he answers the Quartz triple. 46-42, Milwaukee Academy of Science. Shootout time at the Kohl Center with 8:35 remaining. Freedom down 4. Quartz will hold and now dribble. Comes off at Davis, high ball screen, still has it. He'll just trigger, let fly, and the 3 is short and off. And Devin Brown with yet another rebound. His 19th rebound of the game for Brown. Amari Jackson feeds Brown straight on. Thought about another 3 against Davis. Now he'll retreat. Send it right side to Jamir Bateman, the left-hander. Amari Jackson has it down the right rail to the rim, and he lays it up around Wesolowski.
Yeah, too much of a first step. Just blew right by 2 defenders.
And all of a sudden, things getting away a little bit. 48-42, Milwaukee Academy of Science. The momentum wearing white. Davis bouncing off of Keys above the ring. Now a left corner 3 by Hankels, an air ball. And here comes Jamir Bateman. And the Novas are starting to get into a groove. Amari Jackson kick it in the right corner, and look out below. Slam dunk. Devin Brown on the right baseline drive. He has 17, and the Novas have erupted with an 18-3 run over the last 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go up by 8.
And again, it done defensively, offensively. They just got out of the way. They just absolutely gave him that one. You can't defend what just happened there. Baseline had it in his eyes as soon as he got that basketball. I think it was Drew that just kind of backed away. All right, it's yours. Gave it to him. But Freedom's got to get something going offensively here. The flow, they've totally gotten out of what they were doing right during that 11-0 run that they showed in the first half, and starting to take shots that are very ill-advised. The last 2 possessions, 2 3-pointers. One of them was way off the mark. The other one was a contested 3. So just getting a little bit more of a rhythm on offense here. I think that's what this regroup timeout's all about.
Freedom 3 of 12 from the field in this half. 25% is not going to get it done. They're down to 40% shooting. The Novas are 41% in the game, but this half, they're 8 out of 15, including 3 of 6 from downtown.
You know, they showed in the first half, you can go through a little drought, but against this team, it cannot be for very long because they'll make you pay. What a run here. But again, a long way to go.
24-18 now, Novas. Points in the paint. Fast break, 12-3. And turnovers, still a pretty clean basketball game. Freedom with 7, the Novas with 8. As now Freedom is in dire needs here as they trail by 8. And Drew Quartz going to go up against Jamarian Bateman, and Bateman has been taken on Quartz most of this game. He's guarded Davis a couple of times as well. And now Vandenberg going to go to work against Keys. Dribble handoff Quartz, high on the right. Freedom nowhere near getting inside the three-point line as the Novas are pushing the Irish away from the basket. Davis between the rings. Send it right side Quartz. There's always somebody in Quartz's face. And right now it's Deuce Burks who's checked in.
Well, the Novas seem to have found out how to play this little wheel offense that Freedom runs.
Caden Vandenberg's going to try his luck from 16. Baseline left, no. Off the heel, and it comes to Burks. And Freedom has gone absolutely ice cold. And here's a skip pass, and jumping into the air was Amari Jackson, and he almost got called for a charge. But Cal Calhoun stepped in late for the block.
I don't know what Cal could have done better. He was just kind of standing there.
Amari Jackson, by the way, left his feet, could have easily been whistled. Jamarian Bateman on the right corner, guarded by Quartz. Dumping inside Brown. Here's a matchup. Squaring up on Davis. A lot of physicality, and it's turned over by Devin Brown, and here come the Irish. A nice poke away that time. Good physical defense by Davis. As now Drew Quartz lost it temporarily, but the ball was kicked by Deuce Burkus. But what a great defense play down here on the big fella.
Now you got to make something happen with it, because they very easily could have been down by 10 here. This could be a nice little 4-point swing here.
50-42, Irish trailing, just over 6 minutes remaining. Davis now right of the lane, back to the basket. Nice bounce feed inside to a cutting Drew Quartz, and he lays it up and in. He has 23. Great look from Donovan Davis.
Yeah, and so instead of being down 10, now all of a sudden it's 6, and start to get back in it. Still 6 minutes to go here.
Plenty of time. 5:45 remaining. Deuce Burks on the right wing, guarded by Cal Calhoun. Now he falls down and he's going to get tied up, but they got a timeout. The Novas were granted a timeout before the jump ball. Oh boy, that was close. They saved the possession.
I thought he was falling down.
I don't know if that ball wasn't tied up before the timeout, but it doesn't matter what we think. The officials granted the Novas a timeout with 5:39 remaining, 50-44.
It's smart on their end. I mean, it's right in front of their bench, so you know that the coach is yelling after it. And anytime something like that happens, if there's any kind of question of possession, just start yelling timeout and see if you get it granted, and they did.
This game's been tied 5 times. There's been 2 lead changes. Very competitive ball game. The statistics bear it out, as Freedom sitting at 40% shooting, but they really have struggled in this half. 4 of 14, and the Novas 8 of 15. So the rebounding advantage huge, and we talked about this in the pregame. 35-21, the Novas with a huge edge on the glass. They out-rebound their opponents 33-17 on average, and that bears it out right there.
Well, they're really crunching down on Donovan, too. He only has 2 points in the second half. Only 10 points total for Freedom since the break, and we're talking about almost 13 minutes of basketball here to only have 10 points, but still in it.
22-10 indeed is the count right now, but the only numbers that matter, 50-44. Milwaukee Academy of Science with the lead and the ball. Here's Amari Jackson dribbling across the top of the ring, sends it to Keys. Keys, two-handed snap pass up top, Jackson. Now they find Jamarian Bateman. Working on Quartz, got all the way around him and in for a layup. What an explosion to the rim around Drew Quartz for Jamarian Bateman. He has 14.
Yeah, Drew just got beat there. He tried to reach around to poke it away, but good ball handling.
Back to that 8-point lead. Now Davis being hounded on the left wing by their big man, Devin Brown. Oh, and a beautiful spinning, whirling dervish scoop shot off the window. And Devin Brown is coming up gimpy. He rolled an ankle, it appears, or Davis might have stepped on his ankle. But Donovan Davis with a circus little pirouette, if you will.
Yeah, he totally twisted him
Ooh,
around.
He's limping hard on the left side.
He's getting up and putting no pressure on that left side, helped off by 2 of his teammates.
Boy, I'll tell you, that right there does not look good. He's not putting any weight, as you said. But Devin Brown, he's been a man-child today. 17 points, 19 rebounds. And now you potentially lose him, as they are going to They are going with him to the locker room, it
Yeah,
almost
he
appears,
still
actually.
has yet to put any pressure.
Oh, boy, that did not look good. So they got to go without Devin Brown potentially for the rest of this game.
Hate to see that.
That is not good with a 6-point lead and the ball. Jameer Bateman a hold on the left wing. He's guarded by Calhoun. Now it's Jackson with it between the rings. DeAnthony Brown has checked in, the sophomore, for the injured Devin Brown. Out high on the right, Jameer Bateman's going to hold it in front of the bench. Down to 4:20 here. Here's DeAnthony Brown. He'll send it up top to Bateman. Now it's Jamarian Bateman.
This is the longest they've held the ball without shooting in this entire game. This is their longest possession.
This is out of character, no doubt. And DeAnthony Brown was able to get it out of double team traffic. Now it's Jamarian Bateman. Send it left side to Keys. Agape Keys Jr., son of the coach, sends it up top. And right now, Amari Jackson's just going to hold it on the big red W here at the Kohl Center. Now he'll dribble to the right, tries to get around Wazalowski to the elbow, and now he'll retreat. With 3:40 remaining, with a 6-point lead, they're going to make Freedom come out and guard. And now a trap on Jackson. They find Brown, and they're going to get a block. DeAnthony Brown into the lane. I thought they were going to maybe get a charge. It's Calhoun whistled for the block. We're going to get a replay look, and it was a good call indeed.
You'll hear the Freedom faithful wondering about it, but he got there just a step too late.
Yep, he stepped in a little bit late, and what a size mismatch that was. 6'6" versus 5'8", but Calhoun did a nice job, and he drew the foul, but now DeAnthony Brown misses the first of two. Big free throws indeed with a 6-point lead, now 7. Team foul number 4, that was on Freedom, as Deuce Burks will come back. And DeAnthony Brown will take a seat.
Yeah, you could tell that possession too. They totally are a different team without Devin Brown out there.
Quartz on the left-handed dribble, tries a tough floater, missed it over Jackson, and then they're going to say it was last touched by Quartz as he almost retrieved his missed shot rebound. And Coach Gibbons, hands on his hips, a little bit of frustration showing right now with 3:18 remaining.
You'd have loved to see something happen on that possession.
That was a tough shot, by the way, by Quartz. Jamarian Bateman able to get it into the front court, and let's see if they continue the icebox strategy, as I like to call it. Take the air out of it a little bit. Keys sends it to Burks. Burks with a drive and kick to Jameer Bateman.
Yeah, this is a total different approach now for the Novas, up by 7, and you're allowed to do it because there's no...
Oh, my favorite subject. We won't talk about it, but it is the shot clock. Indeed. Deuce Burks floating, left-handed layup. He missed it, had an opening. Davis with the outlet, Quartz 4-on-1. Drew kicking into the corner, Vandenberg. Now he'll dribble and pop it cross court. Wazalowski into the corner. Quartz couldn't throw it on the 3. Spinning, whirling dervish, and he banks it up and in.
Well, good, because he should have done that on the breakaway.
I thought he
should
should
have
have
done the 2 out of it, luckily.
He made a very difficult pass to Vandenberg, but Quartz ends up getting the bucket, and it's 53-48 as we have a hand check out near midcourt on Wazalowski, and it'll be Burks getting fouled. Only the 5th team foul, but what a spin move by Drew Quartz, and he flipped it in off the window, and he has 25 to lead the Irish. Season high 31 against Wrightstown, 27 on Thursday against Elkmound.
We're getting down to it here. Only 2:20, so that clock definitely the friend right now, and you still got a couple of fouls to give here for Freedom as well, so they can milk this clock as much as they want with a 2-possession game.
Gavin Valeri is checked in for the Novas as Jamarian Bateman now going to go one-on-one with Quartz, trying to turn the corner. Bateman floating and banking. That's a big-time hoop. Jamarian Bateman with a hanger, and he hit the window clean.
Yeah.
55-48 Novas.
Clock schmuck. He's going to score.
Exactly. Davis now wants to back down on Amari Jackson, right of the lane. Tough fade around, 17-footer fadeaway on the turnaround, and Valeri comes away with a rebound. Now Jamir Bateman, and now Freedom going to trap him in the corner by half court, and the ball is going to be touched by Jamir Bateman on a trap by Calhoun and Davis, and a big turnover goes over to Freedom.
Humongous turnover. If they get that across midcourt and can start playing keep away again, Freedom be in real trouble. But now, hope is still alive.
What a trap right there. The extra defender they had right at half court. It was Calhoun and Davis and the sideline. And now Freedom with only a minute and a half remaining. Davis, right-handed dribble, puts his head down, plowing his way low on the right, bank it up and in.
I was just going to say, got to go there, Donovan. You've got to get to the hoop.
He's got 19, and now Freedom pressure. The ball is loose on the floor. We're going to have a tie-up. Who's got the arrow? It belongs to Freedom. Oh, boy. Full court pressure, and the Novas could not break it. And now the Irish down 5 with a minute 19 remaining.
As we see Devin Brown hobbling out, he went over to the bench. There's no way he's coming back in, but he's coming back out to cheer on his team.
He is on the bench indeed, as Jamir Bateman will check out for the Novas. Deuce Burks is back in. The Irish will send it in, baseline right. They trail by 5. Calhoun looking, still looking, can't get it in, and he threw it away. He tried to throw it to Donovan Davis, and Amari Jackson was right there underneath the basket, and a critical time to turn it over late.
Bad time for a bad turnover. He threw it right into his hands, and then Donovan had to, he just grabbed him right away, and that's 4 on Davis. Only 6 on Freedom, though, so no free throws just yet.
Keys is going to send it in, and he'll throw it to Burks, and now Freedom's going to have to fall early, you would think, down 5.
Yeah,
Courts picks up Keys. Keys able to slalom through the defense. Now Burks spinning out of a double team, but he gets grabbed by Vandenberg. Oh, it might be. No, it is Vandenberg. If it would have been Davis, he would have been gone.
Yeah, he's got to know. He's got to back away.
Yep. Caden Vandenberg does get called for his first. 107 remaining, 55-50, Milwaukee Academy of Science.
They've had their struggles at the line here, so Freedom, you hope that continues here.
6 of 8 for the game. And the front end missed by Burks. Freedom has an opportunity. Here's Courts into the front court. Behind the back dribble, gets all the way to the rim. Right-handed layup good. 55-52, and now a trap in the back court, and we got a tie-up. Is it going to be a jump? It should be. They're not making a signal, and it is. But arrow belongs to the Novas, but what a trap in the back court by the Irish.
And what a move by Drew.
Oh, behind the back dribble and got all the way to the rim. 53.3 remaining. Agape Keys is going to send it in, looking. Flips it into Jamarian Bateman, picked up by Courts. Now to Keys. Keys, jump pass, floater, and he threw it away. Calhoun sprints into the front court. Freedom down 3. Here's Courts. Has it in the right corner, guarded by Bateman. We're down to 38 seconds remaining. A turnover and a front-end bonus missed by the Novas, and the door has been left open. Drew Courts on a left-handed dribble, spinning, pulling, turning. 6-foot jumper is good, and we got a 1-point ball game. My goodness gracious, the Freedom Irish and Drew Courts are right back in it, and we're set up for a big-time finish with 26.1 remaining.
He is putting this team on his shoulders. Drew Courts with the moves the last couple of possessions, and then, of course, the defense, the trapping. They are forcing them to make passes that they usually don't make, that they have to make at this point in the game. Freedom's grabbing them, making the most out of it here. This has been a whole different ball game as soon as their leading guy went out with about 4 minutes left to go in the game with an ankle injury that we can just guess that it is that. But ever since he went out, this has been a totally different Novas team, and Freedom's taken advantage of it. And find themselves right in it. Still got to play the same type of pressure here, though. With 26 seconds left, put as much pressure as you can on here before they get it across the timeline, and then that's whenever you bring the foul. But try and force another turnover here. You don't have to foul right away.
29 for Drew Courts, 11 of 23. And the Novas got sloppy down the stretch, and Agape Keys is going to run the baseline. Flipping high to Bateman. Jamarian Bateman splits the defense, going to run it 3-on-1. Jackson reverse layup, good. They attack, and it's a 3-point lead, and here come the Irish with 15 seconds remaining. Courts into the front court. Drew, hesitation dribble, flying, scoring. They're going to wave it off. Oh, and a tough offensive foul. I don't know. Drew Courts, a tough bucket. They wave it off with 10.6 remaining. And we go to the other side of the court, and the crowd, especially the Freedom crowd, not very happy, as Agape Keys will send it in on the baseline with 10.5 seconds remaining. Gets it to Jackson, and he's wrapped up, and Donovan Davis just fouled out.
He's gone.
But he had to foul. There was nobody else around.
That's one of those you want to. Of course, they're not going to show the replay.
No, they wanted to.
You want to see it so bad. I got to see it again. Come on, give it to us.
I thought Drew Courts actually avoided as much of the contact as he could have. But they gave the charge call to the Novas, and now with 9.8 remaining, Amari Jackson, who just hit a big layup in transition, front end is off. Davis has the rebound. I thought he had 5 fouls. He's into the front court. Skip it cross court. 3, 2, got to throw it up. Wesolowski with the 3, and he misses it wide left. And the Freedom Irish fall, as I thought Donovan Davis was fouled out of this basketball game, but apparently he only had 4. A heartbreak loss for the Freedom Irish. 57-54 is your final score. My goodness, turnovers and a couple of missed free throws by the Novas almost cost them in the end.
They just couldn't take advantage of it. For that situation, that was not a bad look at it. At the buzzer, just did not fall. And the controversial charge there at the end, that's what people are definitely going to be talking about at the end of this one, because that would have potentially tied up the ball game with the and one. Referee was right there, and again, I can't wait to see any kind of replay that they will show us. But in the end, you look at the scoreboard, and they are the champs, the Novas are, of 2025.
Yeah, they knocked on the door a few times in 22 and 23, and they finally slammed the door open, as Devin Brown still can't walk on that left ankle. He sat out the final 4:59, but the Novas able to survive. 57-54 your final score. As what a close to the basketball season on Sports Faith YouTube down in Madison, Joe. Just a tremendous couple of ball games we've had.
2 games that went literally to the last shot. It came up short for both of the local teams that we were here for.
Yes,
but
indeed.
It doesn't get any better than that. That will define March Madness for you right there.
No doubt about it. A quick peek at leading scorers. Drew Courts leading the way for Freedom with 29. Donovan Davis, 19 in his sophomore finishing year. 16 rebounds to go along with 3 assists. Courts and Davis played all 36, as did A.J. Wesolowski. Who else pitched in? 3 from Wesolowski, 2 from Vandenberg, 1 point from Cal Calhoun, as the Irish finished 27 of 50 from the field, 5 of 18 from 3, 44% in the game from the field. And for the Novas, Jamarian Bateman and Devin Brown, the stories. Brown with 17 before leaving to go along with 19 rebounds in 31 minutes. And Jamarian Bateman with 16 points, 4 rebounds. Amari Jackson with 10, including a big bucket against the press late in the ball game. 7 from Agape Keys Jr. And Deuce Burks with 6. in the ball game, and D'Angelo Brown with one free throw for their total of 57 points. They shot at 43% from the field, 33% from beyond the arc. They were 11 of 19 in the second half. The Novas really got this thing going, and it looked like Freedom was out of it, but the Irish never quit in this basketball game.
Right. The number that jumps out, too, is the rebounding stat, 37 to just 24. Most of them coming from Davis, and most of them in that first half. He was he was held in check, to say the least, in that second half, but that rebounding edge, 37-24, wow. They were just all over the boards. Different team without Brown in there, but they got it done when he was.
Points in the paint, dead even, 30 apiece. Second chance points, a huge number, 16-2 in favor of the Novas. And you're right, the offensive rebounding specifically, 12-4 over Freedom. That's a huge number on the offensive glass.
Can't give them more than one opportunity.
Not at all.
Man.
Well, that is going to do it. And I want to thank you, Joe, for joining me for some exciting state basketball action as we close out the season.
Thank you for the invite, man. It's been fun all season long, doing a lot of games. Hopefully we can do it again next season. Thanks to you, thanks to all the schools, thanks to the fans, and, of course, the sponsors.
Oh, the sponsors indeed. North Star Dental Group, OSMS, Card and Coin Corner this year, Pfefferly Management, NAI Pfefferly, Ashwaubenon Bowling Lanes, PRN Home Health and Therapy, Gallagher's Pizza, TNT Sports Bar and Grill, The Driveway, Bach Insurance, and it goes on and on. Tanner's Bar and Grill this year, Jeff's Water Conditioning and Greenville Plumbing, Gallagher's Pizza, Forefront Dermatology, and what a list it is. Want to thank everybody for the listen as we close out the 2024-25 basketball season. The Freedom Irish will go home with the silver ball. Your final, once again, Milwaukee Academy of Science 57, Freedom 54. For my partner Joey D, I'm Craig Bowen. We will talk to you next basketball season. You've been listening to the State Boys Division III State Championship game here from the Kohl Center. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you down the road. Good afternoon.